Our top story today from the GatewayPundit.com. Breaking: John Fetterman and wife are injured in a car crash, hospitalized after Fetterman slams into a Chevy Impala. Was this a freak accident or was this an attempted assassination? We've got to a lot to unpack here on the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. My name's Elijah Schaefer, and a suspicious car accident just happened with John Fetterman after he shockingly opposed radical leftist agendas. Check this out. It's safe to question simply based on the fact there have been a lot of questionable hit jobs recently, particularly of Boeing whistleblowers. Democrat Senator John Fetterman and his wife Giselle Fetterman were injured in a car crash Sunday morning in Maryland and transported to a nearby hospital. According to reports, John Fetterman was driving and crashed his vehicle into the back of a Chevy Impala. According to a preliminary investigation, a Chevrolet Traverse and a Chevrolet Impala were both traveling west on I-70 when, for unknown reasons, the Traverse struck the rear of the Impala. Maryland State Police said in a statement. A passenger in the Traverse and the operator of the Impala were transported by ambulance to War Memorial Hospital in West Virginia for treatment of their injuries, authorities said. John Fetterman suffered a bruised shoulder, and Senator Fetterman and his wife were released from the hospital after treatment for minor injuries. No citation was issued. As ABC 11 News reported that John Fetterman and his wife were involved in the car crash. Recall that John Fetterman suffered brain damage after he had a massive stroke in May of 2022. The Pennsylvania Democrat also spent 2 months at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center receiving treatment for clinical depression after having a stroke. Fetterman's condition is so bad that he had to use Google Meet during his interview with New York Magazine because it offers closed captioning feature. Now, the reason why people brought up the suspicion of maybe this was an attempted assassination was simply based on the conjecture that, people are taken down, especially near election times. And he seems to be a stonewall, a complete blockage to the radical left agenda, caring more about the hardworking Americans. Now, he's a big Zionist, supports Israel. You may agree or disagree with that position of his. He's also a Democrat, so he's not going to be, someone we can necessarily trust. But we can't trust the Republicans either. He stands against a lot of issues that people were surprised, and some people wonder, are people trying to take him out and make it seem like it's a medical accident? I guess I'll leave that one up to you guys to decide. Was this an issue of his medical health failing or something much more nefarious? Another interesting story from the GatewayPundit.com, Jack Davis reports directly, 28 different sodas and drinks recalled, Mug Root Beer, Fiji Water, and Powerade among the pulled items. Almost 30 beverages have been recalled so far this year, according to a new notice from the Food and Drug Administration. In one of the most recent recalls, 4 drinks from the Charles Bougainville Company, which are sold at restaurants, contained chemicals that can be harmful, according to the recent U.S. FDA enforcement notice. The company Pink Lemonade, Cola Flavoring Base, Yellow Lemonade, and Yellow Lemonade X were all recalled. Pink Lemonade drink contained red number 40 dye, a dye linked to colorectal cancer. Yellow Lemonade and Yellow Lemonade X contained FD and C, yellow number 5, which can cause allergic reactions in some people. The Cola Flavoring Base, meanwhile, had sulfites linked to respiratory issues when consumed in large doses. About 1.9 million bottles of Fiji water were also recalled. The water was suspected to contain manganese and 3 of what the FDA called bacterial genera. Now, affected bottles have UPC code listed right there on the screen, and you can check it out. It's kind of crazy. In summarizing the recalls, the UK Daily Mail noted that PT was recalled for containing anti-inflammatory drugs never listed on the label, nor declared on the label. Schweppes Zero Sugar Ginger Ale was recalled by Pepsi after it was learned it actually contained sugar. And 2,000 cases of Mug Root Beer were recalled because they contained Mug Zero Sugar Root Beer. That's absolutely crazy. You can even see here Martinelli's apple juice were recalled due to elevated levels of inorganic arsenic. I mean, this stuff's insane. What they're putting in our food is, I think they're killing us with our food supply. And I'm not even exaggerating with that. I mean, just found out that over 80% of oat products, right, recently, even also owned by Pepsi, like Quaker Oats and whatnot, contained chemicals that caused infertility. People contain these chemicals inside of them. Our food is causing us to have lower birth rates, and it's literally causing disease. It's not shocking, but please keep up on your own health when it comes to these stories. Speaking of the devil, somebody who's not in good health, Do the Biden, the latest dance craze that's turning heads for all the wrong reasons. A new dance trend has emerged that not only mocks, but also painfully underscores the ineptitude and lack of leadership of Joe Biden. Joe Biden once again reminded the world how mentally and physically unfit he is for office by randomly crouching down during war celebrations in France. Appearing on the D-Day 80th anniversary celebrations with French President Emmanuel Macron, Biden began hunching over awkwardly. Joe Biden and Brigitte Macron looked on in confusion as 81-year-old continued embarrassing himself. If you don't remember what happened here, we have the footage for you. It's quick, but it sticks in your head because he's got some problems. Watch.
Distinguished guests, please welcome the Honorable Lloyd J. Austin.
Yeah, sir, are you dying? A man can dream. No, I'm totally kidding. That's inappropriate for a newsreel. But you know, jokes aside, I mean, is this individual in good shape? No. Could he die soon? Probably. I'm surprised he's breathing, honestly. What a strange situation to be in. Speaking of some good news, in the fight against the racial divide in our country, Boston Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla silences a room with a single powerful response to a race-baiting question. Our report from Jim Hoff says this. In a press conference that should have focused on the Boston Celtics strategies for Game 2 of the NBA Finals against the Dallas Mavericks, the discourse took an unexpected detour into identity politics thanks to a question from Vince Goodwill of Yahoo Sports. Mazzulla, however, was not playing along. The question posed to Joe Mazzulla was loaded, aimed not at the game, but at stirring racial narratives. Goodwill asked, for the first time since 1975, this is the NBA Finals with two black head coaches. What do you think about it? And here's his response. Tell me what you think. Did he respond the right way? Or is this a little bit strange? Listen.
Vince Goodwill, Yahoo Sports. For the first time since 1975, this is the NBA Finals where you have two black head coaches. Given the plight sometimes of black head coaches in the NBA, do you think this is a significant moment? Do you take pride in this? How do you view this, or do you not see it at all?
I wonder how many of those have been Christian coaches. David Aldridge?
Essentially, he's saying, okay, why does it matter that we're black? Why don't you ask more important questions? What's our faith? What is our value system? What is it that we care about? You know, they always want to make this all about racial tensions. And he's like, dude, I'm more interesting than that. He has a history, by the way, of answering the press with more snarky responses. He's one of the most interesting non-players in the NBA. I don't watch sports ball. I know a lot of you do. I find it to be a massive distraction from my responsibilities and things I do. But a lot of people find it to be basic entertainment. I have different forms, but this is entertaining to me, watching a coach just rip into these journalists and tell them the truth about how ridiculous they've all gotten. Our last story today is quite interesting. Shout out to law enforcement in the chat. A video was released of a SWAT sniper's precision shot through a computer monitor that neutralizes a Florida bank hostage taker. We'll watch the video in a second. It is censored, not by me, but by the original police department. A heart-stopping moment captured on a newly released surveillance video shows a Lee County Sheriff's Office sniper executing a precision shot that neutralized an armed bank robber holding two hostages. In February, 36-year-old Sterling Alavachi, who was armed with a knife and claimed to have a bomb, was shot dead by a SWAT sniper during a robbery in Southwest Florida. Not to read this and bore you, let's watch the clip for yourself. You tell me what you think. Was this a crazy shot? It's about a minute long. Here's what happened. Watch.
Due to the suspect's limited exposure, the sniper took a planned and deliberate shot through a computer monitor, striking the suspect in the center of the forehead, killing him instantly.
I might act out too. I get it. I can empathize with that situation. Believe me, I can. Okay? And I want to be able to help you with that. Right? As somebody else who has kids, I want to be able to help you with that. 100%. You heard me? Come on, Alavachi. Right? Keep talking to me. Keep talking to me. Let me know what's going through your head right now. What concerns you have. I want to make sure you're the most relaxed. Go.
Firing through barriers is a trained and routinely practiced skill by the Lee County Sheriff's Special Operations Unit snipers. The .308 caliber bullet used is specifically selected due to its known ballistic reliability traveling through intermediate barriers. Immediately after the suspect was shot, distraction devices, known as flashbangs, were set off as the Special Operations Unit moved in to remove the hostages and confirm that the suspect was no longer a threat.
Talk about massive skill. I don't know a lot about ballistics, but these guys did an excellent job saving the lives of our individuals. Thank you, law enforcement, the good ones out there that are doing the job of protecting our communities For the Gateway Pundit, thanks for watching the Week in Review. I'm Elijah Schaffer. Don't forget to drop a comment down below and let me know your favorite story of today or any feedback you have. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.